Hey folks, it's Jim, it's Julie, it's episode 241. We are 9 weeks away from episode 250. Woo!
From the puppet episode, you mean?
Well, we'll see what happens.
Maybe.
Give us some opinions on what you'd like to see for episode 250, and maybe we'll implement them. We could do the musical episode, we could do the puppet episode, or a gigantic amalgamation. It should be fun. Anyway, let's get to some comic book reviews, shall we? And we're going to start off with Star Wars, because Julie's a Jedi and I should trust her, apparently.
Exactly. Jim said it, so you know it's true. So, first up today is Star Wars, Darth Vader and the Ninth Assassin #1. And in this book...
What happened to the 8th other assassins?
Well, you'll have to read it and find out, won't you?
I guess so.
So, this book is set very shortly after Emperor Palpatine becomes Emperor Palpatine.
I thought it was Palpatine.
Depends on where you are. It's one of those tomato things.
Ah, I see.
So the Emperor is now the Emperor, and he is sending through all kinds of orders that some people don't necessarily agree with. And when an ice miner's son takes offense to one of these orders and acts honorably instead of like a pansy, Darth Vader kills him.
Yeah, generally disobeying orders from Darth Vader will get you killed.
Yeah, Vader doesn't tend to have a lot of patience.
Yeah, I mean, when all you have to do is do this to someone...
Yeah.
It's
pretty easy. And
sorry if I killed anyone.
So, in an act of rage and driven by revenge, the boy's father has hired himself some assassins. 8 of them, which all failed. We now
there you go.
We now get to meet the 9th assassin. And I think this was a really good book. I liked the story, I liked the art, I enjoyed their placement in the timeline. I really enjoyed the direction this book is going in. Also, it makes me wonder how many other people have sent assassins after Darth Vader.
Remember the garbage pit? It's probably filled with assassins.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
Alright, so, on that note, I think you guys should go pick this book up, because it was pretty good.
Alright, next up we have Jirni, #1. And in this one, a warrior princess named Ara searches for her mother who was stolen from her kingdom by a mysterious sorcerer and his powerful djinn.
So, Jirni's going on a journey?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, alright.
So, Ara must travel across a dangerous frontier of barbarians, thieves, and wild creatures to free her mother.
That sounds like a good story.
It's an okay story. I mean, we've seen it all types of stuff before. The art's really nice here, but there's some really things that...
They made some costuming choices that I am personally offended by.
Yeah, and I'm not too overly thrilled by them myself. I mean, the art's nice. I'm not going to badmouth the art. The art's nice here.
The art is very nice. The colors are nice. Their use of color is nice.
I really wish we could evolve past showing off women's assets and whatnot. It's just it's time for it to go. And
exactly. It's time to progress beyond trying to get people to read your book because you show breasts and booty.
The whole sexual innuendo thing and everything else that stuff like this does, it just doesn't work for me as a fan, and it certainly doesn't work for a lot of female fans either. And just when it just really is hard to really get into a story when you're just trying to over-sexualize it. That's really my point in the matter. And, I mean, the story's okay. It's not a bad story. It's just...
It sounds like a good premise for a story.
Yeah, but when you over-sexualize things, it just makes it not worth it. So, unless you really want to try it out, I mean, it's $1, so you don't really have to waste much.
It's nice to look at, don't get me wrong, it's nice.
Aspen does great stuff with their art, but I'm kind of sick and tired of the whole sexualization of female characters. And quite frankly, when you have characters in armor that's not even covering half their body, it just doesn't make battle sense either.
Exactly. Next up for me is a late review, but we got there finally.
Yeah, we're only a couple weeks late. Sorry.
Just a couple.
Yeah.
It's DC's Constantine #1. And in this, we get to meet I'm going to say approximately 30-year-old John Constantine. I wouldn't say that he's a very old Constantine, but he has certainly lived enough to learn that magic, while it gives you things that you did not earn, still has a price.
Yep.
So in this book, his friend Christopher, who receives visions, has received another one. And it has sent them on a quest to find...
Uh-oh, I'm having a vision. I'm envisioning that you're going to review another Star Wars book in less than 4 minutes.
Let's see if this is true. Maybe Jim is psychic.
I could be.
In this... So they're going on a quest to find Crydon's compass. A compass which points its user in the direction of powerful mystical items. However, it requires some less than savory acts to fuel it. And John Constantine has made it his mission in life to ensure that the balance of power is never tipped. This is a book that the genre just isn't really for me, but I like the story and I enjoyed the art.
The art was nice, I will say that, and the story was pretty engaging at points.
Yeah, I'm not
But I'm not sure where it all fits in the Constantine continuity, if it even fits into that continuity or not.
I didn't even look to see if it does
or if
fit.
it fits into the Justice League Dark continuity, etc. I mean, there's so many questions.
Yes, Constantine has been doing a lot recently. And I'm also curious to find out how it fits into the general overarching continuity. Because it seems to me that this might be Constantine's own new continuity.
Yep.
But it was a good read. And I think you guys, especially if you are a Constantine Hellblazer or Jeff Lemire fan or a fan of the Justice League Dark, I really think that you guys should give this one a chance and check it out.
Alright, next up we have an odd one for the week. We have Miniature Jesus. Alright.
I wonder if Miniature Jesus talks in a miniature voice.
He's like 8 inches tall, so... Okay, so in this one, which is all kinds of weird, by the way, a recovering alcoholic must deal with a liquor-gulping demon and a mummified cat bent on breaking his fragile stability, while Miniature Jesus awakens to find things a lot bigger than him. This is a weird book.
It's an interesting
and it's probably
premise.
going to offend a whole lot of people. Personally, I don't take offense. I don't really care, but it's interesting. There's nothing wrong with Ted McKeever's story or art here. It's really a nice looking book.
Agreed.
It's really dark at points as well. So I enjoyed it. I just didn't really like it too much.
A couple of notes about it. It is a Golden Age size book.
Yeah, it's rather big. You'll have to get a magazine bag and a board to fit it.
No, it's Golden Age size.
Oh, okay.
You can get a Golden Age size bag and board from your local comic retailer, and it will fit properly. Yes. And it is black and white.
Yeah, it's black and white. But like I said, the art is nice by Ted McKeever here. The story's really weird. I cannot stress that enough. This is just all over the place with the story, and it just has no real direction to it as of yet. Well, it's a 5-issue series, so it's going to be interesting to see what they do, but I don't think I want to stick around and see. Because just quite frankly, it just kind of, I could not really get through it very well, and I know it's going to offend some people, And quite frankly, I know why it's going to offend some people. But, I mean, what's wrong with having a bite-sized Jesus?
I don't know. I'm sure he'd be adorable.
Yeah.
I'm sure that I could just eat that right up.
Yes. We're going to hell.
Right. Last up for me today is
Oh my
Star
god, my
Wars.
prediction was right all along.
Vader's Little Princess. This is adorable.
To say the least.
I have severe difficulties summarizing it because it's a series of vignettes. There isn't necessarily an overarching plot other than it shows you a fantastic look at how Vader parents a young Princess Leia and a rebellious teenage Princess Leia.
Yep.
It's adorable.
You know, out of continuity.
Yes, completely, of course.
Of course.
And it is the second book of its kind. There is a Vader's Little Jedi?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
But there's one with Vader and Luke as well. So I really think that for all of you Star Wars fans out there, you
Especially with young ones.
I wouldn't say especially with young ones.
I think it's a really great kids book that could introduce them to the
It
series.
is great and fantastic, but I think that everybody will enjoy it.
No, I agree. But I especially think young kids that are really into Star Wars will really get into it.
Yeah.
Me personally, I'm not into Star Wars, and I still had a giggle at it. So
there are some really, really great, just absolutely spot on panels in this, and I think that everybody will enjoy it.
You'll have a good laugh.
So go out, pick it up. It's good.
All right, and last up this week we have The House of Golden Bones, #1. This one is also weird. And in this one, trapped in an alternate reality, the human must make his way to the House of Golden Bones as he is chased by a crazed mob and taunted by a mysterious ally named Alan. The human must discover if his journey will be his salvation or his destruction.
That's neat.
Yes, again, weird. So you really cannot figure out what's going on in this story. It is, again, all over the place. It's got some really nice art, I will say that. Mm-hmm. But, once again, the story is all over the place. And as it is a miniseries, I'm not sure if it's going to be able to wrap it all up and actually make everything make sense. Because this does not make sense at all. And for some of you that may be wondering, yes, this is another band doing a comic book thing. This is like we've done Milo Xyloto.
Oh, another band as in...
We've done Vitriol. Yeah, and now this one. This is another one that's based off the music of a band. So, if you like the band Stone Sour, or then check it out. But for me, it was just a bit odd, just to say the least. Like I said, nice art, but it's very confusing from the get-go, and unless you're going to follow it all the way through, I don't think it's going to make much sense to you. So, if you're a fan of the band, check it out, but otherwise, I can't highly recommend it.
All right. One last quick review.
Yes.
We want to talk about Injustice.
I enjoyed the demo.
It's a great demo. Mm-hmm. You get to play around with 3 characters. I believe it is Batman, Wonder Woman, and I want to say Lex Luthor is the 3rd one.
I believe so.
Good demo, better game though. Mm-hmm. The demo, in a lot of ways, doesn't give you everything that you need to really maximize it. The story...
But you get a good...
You get a feel for the fighting system.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy the story. I love the fact that...
It is insanely dark and really works well.
I love the fact that when you start up, it tells you, oh, hey, look, it seems like this is your first time coming into the game. Would you like to do the tutorial? And
always a good thing for coming into a fighting game that has mechanics behind it that have been around for over a decade.
It's the first fighting game I've played. I think this is my 4th or 5th fighting game in the last month. And it's the first time that a game said, maybe you would like to try our tutorial. So I appreciated that. The storyline is just straight up fantastic.
Yeah, as
And
was the comic.
if for no other reason than the storyline, I think that everybody should give this game a chance because it's a great, great, great story. So go buy Injustice Gods Among Us. Go buy the comic book because the comic book is equally fantastic, if not more so.
Yep.
And go have yourselves a great week.
And be sure to like us and fave us and give us thumbs up and stuff like that because we like that kind of thing. Oh, and comment. You can comment, guys. It's not going to hurt you. All right. We will see you next week. Have a good one.